Hello, and welcome to the Creative Mindset Podcast. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I am thrilled to welcome you. This show is about vision and tactics. We will discover practical techniques to develop your vision of your creativity. We'll also discuss techniques to find the mental and emotional space, as well as the inspiration to create. And then we'll explore what it takes to spread the word about your creation so you can live your best and most creative life. Today's creative life has been about patience. That's what I'm thinking about. The other day, my husband, who is an excellent artist, was trying to tell me that it is possible to erase a line you don't want in such a way that you can't even tell it was there. I respectfully disagreed. In my mind, once you've laid a line down in a drawing, and believe me, I'm a rudimentary artist at best. I'm not a terrific artist in that way. Two-dimensional line drawing and things like that confounds me. In part because when I do something and don't like it, a line, if I'm drawing a face, that a line of the eyebrow that just makes it look like someone went from being relatively happy to someone who's frowning like they're about to commit murder, I can't get rid of it. You know, I try to erase it, but I know it's there, and the indentation from the pencil is still there. And my husband said, "You're pressing too hard. Don't press so hard. Don't commit." And I thought about that. When we make art, we have to be patient, but yet we also have to commit to the line. You know, at some point we have to figure it out and commit to what we're doing. But until then, do we need to rush? You know, if I weren't pressing so hard, then it would be a much easier thing to do to erase a line I don't want. And I'm not going to call it a mistake. It's just in art, you sometimes come across a line you don't want, whether it's a written line or a line on a drawing. Now, in the digital age, if I write a line and I don't like it, by gum, it's super easy to just erase it, delete it, move it around, change it for something else. You know, the days of whiteout are long gone. We don't have to do that anymore. Now we can remove it as if it had never existed. We can do the same thing with digital drawing or digital painting. We can just hit the undo and it goes away. However, when we're doing it with tactile media, like pencil and paper, at some point we have to realize that we cannot get rid of what we've done. And certainly you can modify, and in oil paints you can cover it beautifully, but in other paints you can't. In drawing with pencil, you might be able to ink over it or draw the line in such a way that the eye doesn't see it. But I personally know it's there. And that might add character to the piece, but it won't be what I intended. And as an artist, you have to start thinking about, what does it mean if something I didn't intend ends up in my art? Is that okay? That brings me to mind of John Waterhouse's The Lady of Shalott. It's a stunningly beautiful painting. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend that you Google it and take a look. Now, what's interesting about it, and I looked at the painting for decades before I ever saw it live, is that when you see it live, certain things are not evident that you get to see when you look at it live. So when you see it online, certain things aren't there. And it's because Waterhouse changed his mind. At the front of the painting, and this shows a woman in a canoe gliding across a river with reeds and other water plants around her. When you look at it as a print or online, you don't notice something that was there and evident in the original. Waterhouse had painted reeds on the front, and they went up over the boat a little bit. And you know what's interesting? You can tell where he removed them because the lines of the paint are still there. The colors aren't there. He painted over them in such a way that you can't tell if it's a print. But if you see it live, you can see that the artist himself looked at it and changed his mind and went, no, I can't commit to those lines. But you can tell that his thought process had taken him there. He wanted the focus to be on the woman and not so much on the reeds at the front of the boat. And so he changed it. He was patient and he changed his mind. And we get evidence of that when we see the live piece of art, which we would never have seen if we only saw it online or as a print. Something to think about today. Sending you all of my love.
Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and please tell your friends about the community we're building here. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright Isolde Trachtenberg 2019. Today's music was from Kevin MacLeod, Laser Groove, and Ave Marimba, brought to you by Creative Commons License 3.0. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, I send you all of my love.